I'll charge it up on the 3 shots. Do a little bit of, not that. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty strong. Guys, I've been keeping a secret to myself for a very long time now. A nice secret diamond in the rough build that I like to whip out every once in a while and flex on all the Warlocks and Titans. And now that Bungie has announced that Luna Factions and Rally Barricade are getting hit by the Nerf Hammer, I figured I might as well go public with it. Hunters still have Rally Barricade, or Lunas, or Rally Grasps. Basically, Ahamkara's Grasps. Getting a melee hit will immediately reload your weapon. At a glance, this seems kind of risky. You have to walk up to an enemy and punch them, but anybody who's a hunter and knows anything about their subclasses knows that you have some long distance melees. Specifically, you have Way of the Wraith and its damage over time smoke bomb. By using this, you can just throw the smoke bomb and continually cycle your ammo back into your gun. Bungie has specifically announced that they are not touching these gauntlets, and this is great because while all the Titans and Warlocks cry about their Lunas and their Rally Barricade nerfs, us hunters can sit from a distance throwing smoke bombs and reloading whatever weapon that we want. It's a glorious time to be a hunter, my friends. While all the Warlocks and the Titans have lost their ability to dump their entire reserves with one ability, hunters can now just throw out a wombo combo on a boss and then dump any ammo that we want. You want to use the Merciless and a grenade launcher like I'm using in a lot of this background footage? Go ahead, it works really, really well, and I love it. You want to use the Thunderlord for some reason? Yeah, I'm not going to stop you, champ. The Jotun? Sure, whatever, I really don't care. Throw whatever setup you want. Throw your smoke bomb at a boss's face, melt him down, and don't share the benefit with anyone else because it's only for you. Now, one thing that has to be noted is, obviously, the smoke bomb doesn't last as long as a Rally Barricade or a Luna Faction Rift, but we also have the ability to simply roll and get our melee right back. And plus, this is on a hunter, baby. We don't need to be bound by little walls and sea bear circles. We have our poison.
Pocket sand!
Now, on the day that Bungie released the TWAB announcing the nerfs for Lunas and Rally Barricade, I went around and I tested out a number of different setups on stuff like Menagerie bosses, Strike bosses, heroic story missions, and even a heroic 0-hour mission, and had a lot of success. Now, while I said that the duration of the smoke bomb isn't as long as a Rally Barricade, it all depends on how you use it. You're not going to want to throw out a smoke bomb really early into your DPS phase if you're not going to be able to dump your entire reserve into the boss to begin with. Maybe shoot the entire mag first, wait till you have a reload, then chuck a smoke bomb at his face. Then dump the rest of your ammo reserve, rinse and repeat as you need to. A hunter's dodge recharges really, really quickly, so all you have to do is roll again to get your smoke bomb back, and you are good to go again for another ammo dump. It's pretty great. And on top of all of this, you can wombo combo with it and do all kinds of silly, funny things with Way of the Wraith's Shattered Strike to do more damage. Specifically looking at the footage in the background, I'm using the Merciless because I really wanted to use something that added a little bit of surprise factor to this build. The Merciless seems to be in a weird spot right now where people just don't seem to pick it. In the background footage, you will see me dumping 17 shots of Merciless with no problem, with it already charged up to maximum on the first shot. How do I do this? The second part of my secret to this build is pre-charging the Merciless. Whip out your Merciless and find a strong enemy. Shoot him 3 times and then stow it. It will remain fully charged until you pull it out again and kill something. When you get to the boss, or when you invade in Gambit, or when you get to the damage phase of Gambit, or a raid boss, or the strike boss, or whatever you're trying to melt really quickly, whip the Merciless out again, throw your little smoke bomb, wombo combo him, and barbecue the living hell out of anything that's in front of you. I find it funny that after so many years of this game being out, no one really seems to have caught on to this, but the Merciless still remains in my special slot for a reason. Now keep in mind, I do have fusion rifle reserves, so I'm getting the absolute max amount of ammo that I can dumped into a boss. And I'm getting some really good results from just pile driving my fusion bolts all over their nasty little faces. But as I mentioned before, this is a build that is going to be able to be used with any weapon that you really want. Throw the smoke and just dump whatever ammo you want. It all depends on your timing though. Your timing is going to have to change depending on what weapon you're going to use. If you're using something like the Thunderlord and you're doing damage with the Thunderlord, I recommend just shooting the first magazine of the Thunderlord. Once you get down to the last couple of bullets, throw the smoke and then continue dumping the rest of it, just so that you can dump all the odd 150 bullets or so of the Thunderlord's reserves. But for the actual meta of today, which is Swarm of the Raven and any other spike grenade launcher, simply walk up to a boss, stick him with a smoke grenade, throw another grenade if you want to wombo combo him, and just pile drive him with spike grenades. It's really that simple. If you want to get cheeky with it, headshot something while crouched to go invis, and then melee your target. This makes the enemy weaker to all forms of damage by 50%, currently. Now this little bonus is going to be nuanced a little bit in Shadowkeep. So what Bungie has announced in the TWAB is that Shattered Strike is only going to increase damage by 30% instead of 50%. Now it's a nerf that needs to happen just with all of the different amounts of ways that you can stack your damage in this game. I'm not complaining about it. It's perfectly fine by me. One of the real things that's going to suck when Shadowkeep comes out for this exact subclass in particular is True Sight will only last 3 seconds. Now, they're going to fix this very shortly after so that even though the True Sight only lasts 3 seconds, you still have 9 whole seconds to punch a boss or any enemy in the game and weaken them. But once Shadowkeep launches, you only have 3 seconds to go invis and punch something and make them weaker. Now there's a couple alternatives to this little Ahamkara Grasp build, and I'm going to go over them very briefly. A buddy in my clan did mention to me that, of course, Way of 1,000 Cuts have a melee that does damage over time. That is the knife trick. You throw 3 knives and they cause damage over time with the fire. Now that's great and all, and it does pretty much the exact same effect, and in certain situations you can get the melee back way quicker. However, the burn for the throwing knives is a lot less than the smoke bomb. You're going to have a little bit of a smaller window to dump your whole reserves. I've shown a little bit of a test. I've got a little bit of a test in the background that's going to showcase me firing the Merciless, which is what I've been using for this entire video, to properly demonstrate the differences between Knife Trick and Way of the Wraith Smoke Bomb. The smoke bomb was able to chew through all of the reserves, no problem. Every single 17 bolts of fusion rifle was dumped through, no problem. And for the knife trick though, I still had 2 bullets left over and had to reload into my magazine manually, which isn't very costly in DPS for something like a Merciless, but a couple of shots and a grenade launcher is actually a pretty big loss for damage overall. Personally, I prefer Way of the Wraith. It's a subclass that I hardly ever see in PvE, even less than Way of 1,000 Cuts, but everybody has their preferences. Nobody is the same. And with Shadowkeep, it's going to be all about how you want to play a little bit more and a little bit less about what is meta currently. I have a feeling that a lot of different play styles are going to be useful, and this is going to be one that's going to kick some serious ass, guys. Now, you can also use these Ahamkara melees with throwing knives and the other smoke bombs from the tether abilities, but they don't do any real damage over time. They tick twice or 3 times depending on which one you're using. And that can be used to get a free reload off, but you're not going to be able to do the same sustained amount of damage and get the air quote rally grasp or Lunafaction grasp Ahamkara barricade effect that I'm getting. Basically, a shorter window for damage than with the smoke bomb. But I have a feeling that this has the potential to be a super strong build come Shadowkeep. And hey guys, that's going to conclude my ranting for now about builds. If you guys want to drop a like, that would mean a lot to me. If you would also like to drop a comment discussing this, insulting me, giving me some feedback, I don't really care. I could use it. I have a Twitch stream where I'm always making these builds live. If you guys want to check that out, links will be in the description. But other than that, I'm going to sign off for now. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day and go out there and barbecue some aliens for me.